Hello viewers, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. This is, it's time to kill that Brigand 16 pounder, right? This is a cool trinket, I want it. So, I forgot to put trinkets on my guy. I'm not going to be bringing the Ancestors map this time because we have the Raider's Talisman, and I don't think they're both necessary. You almost always get what you're looking for from just one of them, so I'm not going to worry about it. But then that leaves the question of what does he want? I think he wants that other sun ring, maybe? I had this party built a little differently. Where is the arbalest that I was going to use? Yeah. I had this party built a little differently, and then I decided I was going to have the arbalest come as the only person with real healing in the group. The arbalest and the crusader take care of everybody. But then I thought, you know, the fight against the cannon is kind of long. And what if something goes wrong? Let's bring a secondary healer or primary healer, quote unquote primary healer, whose heal like really does something. Yeah. So that's gonna. I'm not sure whether I really like poison darts or lunge as her last skill. The problem with this setup is that thrown dagger and flashing daggers as her attacks don't have the ability to hit the front row. I like Shadow Fade a lot in case you get surprised, in case you get pulled or something. This lets her correct a little bit while still doing something. So I do want to have that. But then you need an option for hitting people who are in the front row. Poison darts is not the greatest thing in the world in the wield because the monsters do have a tendency to be blight resistant. But it hits the front row. Lunge hits the front row, and it hits quite hard, but it also throws her 2 spaces forward, which is pretty non-ideal. That means that our occultist can no longer stab people. You know, I think this is what I'm happy with. So that is 4 sun rings, just in case you were wondering, because the sun ring is the best trinket in the game. We are going to bring a full stack of shovels because it is the wield. We're going to bring all the food because obviously we're going to bring all the food. Duh. Keys in case we find a secret room, and also because the locked chest is very common curio in all the dungeons. Medicinal herbs for cleansing beast corpses. Those things are really useful. We don't need bandages so much. You can always encounter bandits and cultists who bleed. So bandages aren't useless, but they're not that big of a deal. Anti-venom, I think, is a lot more important in here because of the stupid blighty fungus artillery guys. I'll bring a little extra holy water just because it only costs us money, not a slot. And I'm gonna bring a couple extra torches. We all have sun rings. It would be really unfortunate if we lost control of our light level. That said, I do have Inspiring Cry, which gives you plus 10 torch every time you use it, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is it. Let's go get him.
Eager to end the tiresome domestic distraction, I instructed my newly formed militia of hardened bandits, brigands, and killers to go forth and do their work. Compliance and order were restored, and the noisome population of the hamlet was culled to more manageable numbers. The smell of sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
I don't know if you are supposed to. I don't know what the intent of the designers was. I don't know if you're supposed to like want to empathize with the ancestor at first, and then all this later stuff is supposed to come as like a shocking revelation. But I've read enough Lovecraft to know that this dude, even before I knew all the horrible things he did, I knew this dude definitely deserves what happened to him. You know, it's just one of those things. Alright, so 5 points per round for 3 rounds, plus a point or 2 of impact damage. It's hard to imagine that going for what's going to end up being at best 18 damage is better than throwing a dagger that has a 21% crit chance, right? Sadly, we are totally going to get hit here. We do not have the tools necessary to stop that from happening, I don't think. Right, because he's at 135% stun resist, and we only have 180? That's pretty high. This melee attack can't possibly kill... You know what, we're going to go for it. I don't think that he's going to get a different number of actions based on what we do there. You know what I mean? Come on, occultist. Yeah, let's just finish him off. I would really have liked the occultist to have a chance to heal the Crusader before that battle ended. Ah, shoot. I don't remember what the curio is for this. Whatever, just touch it. Okay, 1,000 gold, sure. That's also handy. Although we do not really need it. We definitely know where the boss room is. By the way, I don't believe that the map reveals the treasure room to you. Also, I don't know why I just used a torch. We kind of actually, we want to let the light level go down because there's curios to loot, and then we torch right before combat. Oh, you're curious. Yeah. Curious isn't the end of the world. Most of the things that Curious forces you to interact with are totally benign. Mostly what Curious does is sometimes cause you to read books, I believe, which is a thing that you basically never want to do.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption.
One great thing about...
With misintent.
Okay, one great thing about getting the full map is that it lets us know ahead of time exactly how many shovels we need, so we can make appropriate decisions regarding dropping stuff. Unfortunately, we need shovels until almost the very end.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
To a certain extent, when you're faced with these things, you kind of want to spread the damage out evenly. They don't do their attack that causes a new enemy to spawn if all the slots are already full of enemies. They will, however, do it to replace a corpse with a new enemy, like that. But, you know, I kind of don't... These things just aren't that dangerous. So you kind of work them down evenly and then blow them out in a single big blaze of glory is sort of the idea. And that's a fine strategy, don't get me wrong. I'm just not that concerned. We have a zealous accusation coming that should be pretty good. Oh no, not the slime smack. Oh, insufficient. Well, now don't you just feel embarrassed.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
Wow. Okay.
As the fiend falls, faint hope blossoms.
Alright, we certainly don't need that. Do I want to go up here for 3 curios? A single fight for 3 curios? Yes, I will do. Although, I suppose... Oops, I had the wrong person selected there. I suppose it could really be 2 fights, right? Because we could get a... Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that away. I should have tossed this deed and taken that. Let's just dump the stack of deeds right now. We do still need crests. Not very many. But, you know, some. A crest which does basically nothing is way better than a deed which does literally nothing. Ordinarily, I would not tell you that the thing you should do is immediately burn down the enemies that are standing near the giant ectoplasm. But, fuck the giant ectoplasm. Alright, no, not that. Fuck the fungal bombards. Unfortunately, we can't actually kill them from here. Oh, minimum damage. I was really hoping for the move. I'd love to get an attack. I'd love to get an attack with Vauvel onto this thing. If the knockback from the point-blank shot had worked, that would have been really great. I would just have to hope they don't do... Okay, Mark Prey, where I'm not so concerned about. I don't know that the giant ectoplasm even has any attacks that interact with the Mark. Mostly I was concerned about them both doing the double blight the back row attack, which would have been a lot of damage that we'd have a hard time dealing with.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Also, Eldritch monsters meet plus 35% damage. And then, a minimum damage roll meet that as well. Alright, well, he's getting to use an anti-venom. There you go, Vauvel. That was possibly a minimum damage crit, but you're heading in the right direction. Alright. Let's make sure that we get rid of that thing. I hate those things. So would he rather heal himself? He is down to 18. Or kill one of these things, which is pretty likely to get the kill on the cohesive one. Yeah. Let's just reduce the number of attacks that can spawn additional monsters. We'll find a good time to heal him. That's true. You're a very big slime. We're all extremely impressed. Okay, if he gets the opportunity this round, I'm totally healing him. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and kind of waste time until he gets his turn. There we go.
Their cursed champion falls.
Because any one of our party members should be able to trivially one-shot that, right? Okay. Found some decent amount of gold. Hey, and a trap spawn. It's like our birthday. Actually, the two people who have small amounts of stress, I'm not going to bother trying to make them disarm that trap because they would just fail and embarrass themselves. Is it worth dropping the... Let's drop the holy water for it. This is not particularly valuable. 110's not even that bad. Go for it. I think overestimating the degree to which those guys are bad at disarming traps. Awesome. Really awesome. Like most video games, this game is actually about your economy. And when I say like most video games, what I mean is like most games of all types. Because it turns out that almost all board games also are about your economy. Okay, go ahead and look then, man. So I intentionally let the light run down for better loot, and then we're just going to backpedal out of here. Walking backwards 3 spaces is possibly going to cause a significant amount of stress, and I wouldn't normally recommend it, but to avoid a red tier fight, it's maybe worthwhile. Oops, I forgot to swap these guys. Actually, you know what? I don't have my guys in perhaps the optimal order, but actually I would rather have them in this order for this fight. The game heard me say that. Okay. Because I do want her first, Orlebar's first attack to be able to hit her. Because screw stress casters. I could mark him. It is worth noting that both the pistol shot and the dagger throw deal bonus damage to marked people, and it would strip almost all of his dodge. Yeah. That will probably turn out to be more damage than the stab would have been. Especially since he's going to survive for several turns. Right, because stabs 10 to 17 with a pretty high crit chance. It is a real attack, so in order for marking somebody to be worthwhile, you have to get more out of it than you would get by just casting that single stab. Should be healing? Nah. Somebody's about to get hit by this tree man strike and go to death's door. Let's see, if I'd healed him, he still would have dropped down to basically nothing. We kind of actually only took 30 damage from that because we let him be at such low health. That was a lot of damage. Concerning.
Monster's size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Let me think here. I'm a little stingy with my food because of the fact that, alright, yeah, go ahead and jam your hand in there. We got lucky on the first bunch. Oh, wow, and we got lucky on this one, too. I'm a little nervous with my food because, I brought the Greater's Talisman, but honestly, maybe I should have just given her the map instead. Double food consumption really does put a strain on your resources in a way that not very much else does. I don't want the crest as badly as I want money. Especially since the last thing you can do with crest isn't even something that we're interested in doing, really. Alright, I know that I can drop my shovels after this, so that's good. Four sun rings means you really want to be max light, in the max light bar, between 175. Let me think here. Does it matter which one I hit? Probably not. Well, that was a very small number. If I don't heal him, how much danger is he going to be in? Some. We'll see exactly how much. Okay, he gets marked. That's dangerous. I should have healed him. I was trying to be too fancy. Because now he's going to go to death's door. And then these guys... Well, everything here is pretty low speed, though. Okay. Yeah, I put him in a little bit of danger that maybe I didn't need to by doing things in that way.
A decisive pummeling.
Pretty good. They do not care for him. I'm starting to get a little bit afraid of that myself there, buddy. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Why did I stun the low health one last time but the full health one this time? A lot of times when you alternate stuns, it's because you're juggling the stun resist debuffs, but that obviously wasn't the case here because they both acted already. So when I stunned the low health one the first time, my thinking was that we might be able to, depending on how things go, we might be able to kill him on that round, right? Probably not before he can act, but possibly we'd be able to kill him. And if we're able to kill him, then I want the one who's still alive to have the to not have the debuff. Here I did it this way because I'm trying to use the stun as a way of mitigating the number of actions they take. If we kill this guy before he acts, then we don't get attacked this round at all, which gives us some time to heal our Crusader back up.
Precision and power.
139 plus... Yeah, I'm going to try for another stun. Okay. There was like a 60% chance of that working. Definitely worthwhile. Ooh, you know what? The stab was probably the right call there. I think we're going to get hit an extra time because I did that. Unless this stun lands. No. Okay. Well, No, the stab probably wouldn't have done 14. We probably still would have taken this hit in either case. Okay, is he dead yet? Alright. He's dead. If our Crusader gets a turn, we're going to do the stress heal thing instead of attacking. Because attacking has no value.
Slowly, gently.
Wow.
This is how a life is taken.
That's a lot of crests. Handy. A handy thing to find, certainly. My goal is to go to this room, fight this battle, then come back to this room, make camp, and then go into the boss with as much health as possible, and of course as many buffs as possible. Oh, I suppose I should have taken those extra crests, right? Because I know I don't need shovels anymore. Do I want him in front? Honestly, I feel like I want to fight the things in the back so frequently. Or fight the things in the back first so frequently. But if it's like cultists or something, then I'm going to want him to be in front for the chance at one-shotting. Yeah, or this. This is a good place to have the guy in front. Aw. I hesitated there. I really thought about healing. So I think we're going to be alright.
Clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Oops, I forgot to torch up there. Ordinarily, I let the light wind way down before camping, but this time we brought all those extra torches so that I wouldn't need to do that. And here, again, one of those situations where I kind of wish he was standing back, because I would like to have just shot this thing rather than doing a point blank. Alright. You know what? I stunned the wrong one. I explained the logic behind which one to stun in this situation last time, and then I just chose not to apply it. I should have stunned this guy so that this guy wouldn't have the stun chance buff. That's bad play. Alright. I am going to heal him. I think he may end up needing it. No crit. Is it worth just taking the swing? No, let's go ahead and stun this guy. We'll kill the other one before he acts. So, this round we won't take any damage. I feel fairly confident of that. Unless something really dumb happens here and we, like, just miss all our attacks. Ouch. That sequence of actions probably looks very familiar to you. It was right the first time, why wouldn't it be right later? Ugh. She is just not... She's a lot less useful as the fight wears down. And we will definitely not land another stun on him with 150%, so... Just hope for the big crits, don't get them, but I think we still will probably... Well, we still may kill him before his action. Okay, that landing helps a lot. He's got 9 points of dot on him now. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Okay.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I'm happy about the extra food. I think we're very unlikely to need those medicinal herbs now. So why not take the crests? Okay, so you may have noticed...
The battle may yet be won.
I don't actually have enough food to feast, because Raider's Talisman. That's fine. We'll take a full. We'll be okay. So we're going to do Zealous Vigil. I don't want to get ambushed, and it also incidentally reduces his stress by a ton. It's part of the reason that I was not at all concerned about his stress levels. Unfortunately, we brought a party that really is focused on de-stressing, but we can do a clean guns here. And then I think it's maybe it's 2 wound cares, probably. I did not buy her a foot. I kind of remember to do that. Yeah, we're just going to wound care the Crusader twice. There we go. We know for a fact that we're not going to get ambushed when we come out of this with basically no health or basically no stress and basically full health, which is how it should always be. And if you're using your camps right, you're coming out of them in close to perfect condition and always with great buffs. If that's not how things are going for you, then you need to re-examine some aspect of your play. Something's going wrong.
The way is lit. The path is
And I really hope that my Let's Play series has given you the tools to do that. Okay. The Matchman, the Brigand Pyro. -18 speed. He will always go last, but he must always die. If he survives to take a turn, you will be sad. He does not leave a corpse. I probably should have moved this guy to the front. I don't know. Ooh. That sucks.
the ground quakes.
Okay, the cannon itself is quite fast. Or no, it's not. But it always does this move. It always does reinforcements right away. That's the only thing the cannon will do is call for health, basically. It will spawn a new Matchman, and along with that Matchman, 0 to 2 more guys. You will not always get additional spawns, but you will usually get additional spawns. And the key to winning this fight is just controlling the spawns. The cannon itself is a total non-entity. It has 1 billion health, and it has a huge amount of prot, and it has immunity to almost every kind of debuff. Or almost every kind of status effect. I shouldn't say debuff, because debuff is a word that has specific meaning. But you can see what I'm getting to do here is I'm getting to hit it a lot. I'm getting to hit a lot incidentally because everybody has AoE, so we can do an attack that finishes off a weakened bandit while hitting the cannon. Here, I'm not sure. The mark will remove all of the cannons, almost all the cannons' dodge if the debuff could possibly stick, but the debuff cannot. 245% debuff resist. So the question is whether applying this debuff to give our 2 party members plus 25% damage is worth trading out an attack or possibly a heal. I think it is. Even without the dodge thing, I think that that's worth doing. Yeah, and so you just have to hit this thing like 20 or 30 times probably to kill it, and that is what it is. That's the battle.
Impressive.
That was a lucky crit. My plan there was not based on the idea that I was going to crit that guy. My plan there was based on the idea that throwing flashing daggers and then doing Grape Shot Blast was probably going to be sufficient to kill them both, and also deal damage to the cannon with the Grape Shot Blast. Unfortunately, the cannon ended up in front of all the corpses here, so we weren't able to pistol shot it. When you have one of these guys leave a corpse behind, the cannon's often in the second row, so... So, like I said, we're all about controlling the bandits. Ooh. I didn't look at the damage range, I just kind of assumed it would be enough. Put ourselves in a little bit of a position here. We'll Grape Shot Blast with the Highwaymen. Yeah, good enough. There we go. New mark, I suppose. These guys are actually fairly tough on red difficulty. Ooh, again. We're getting very poor rolls on that. Yeah, and this is really pretty unlikely to get a kill. We've left him at 10. I don't think I am going to Zealous Accusation. Yeah, it's really unlikely to kill him. Let's just make sure. Let's just keep the boss under control. Unfortunately, when he does that, he ends up in the front row. Ooh, a dodge. Slippery. At some point, we may find ourselves compelled to use our healer's turn to heal. But, as always, that's not what we want to use our healer's turn doing. We want to use our healer's turn shanking somebody.
A singular strike.
I did things in that order. I considered leaving the Matchman. Okay, here's a little bit of a trickier wave. I considered leaving the Matchman alive for the Zealous Accusation, but I didn't want to take the chance that it would miss, or get dodged or something. Aw, I'm sad that he resisted the move. I actually was really excited about getting to return a point-blank shot. Okay, obviously in this situation, reinforcements can only call forth a Matchman. So, if he summons the double-wide guy, at least you know... Ooh, a dodge. Now we're actually going to have to spend another attack on that. You do have to remember that that's possible, right? Remember that you can get dodged by the Matchman. His dodge is in the 20s, I believe. It's not even that. Yeah, 35, actually. So, don't get too confident. Don't leave killing him for last. Especially don't do that. That's a very dangerous thing to do. Stab him. Well, that's unfortunate.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Well, I suppose Vauville wouldn't have been able to attack the cannon anyway, because of that guy's big dumb corpse. Alright, there we go. Doing things that way, unfortunately, does let this thing attack. It's possible that it's possible that was a mistake and that I should have just tried to kill one and then the other. We're just giving ourselves extra chances to take stress damage, basically. It's not ideal play. 7 to 14 versus 10 to 21. Ooh. We actually just end up with a much uglier situation. And honestly, that might have been... the combination of flashing daggers and Grape Shot Blast might have been enough to kill that guy with Grape Shot doing that much. Yeah, let's go back to the AoE strategy. Wow, okay. Aw, stress damage. I am especially not worried about our health due to the fact that this is the last room. If we'd gotten a layout that encouraged us to do more exploring after the fact, I'd probably be more concerned. I actually don't know what this guy does if you let him live to take a turn without the cannon around. I'm curious. Let's see if we can find out. should have stunned. Okay, so yeah, he's just bad. Without his cannon to back him up, he's just not good at fighting. Oh, 0 impact damage. Hey, the thing said 1 to 2. 0's not in the 1 to 2 range. Okay.
Slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
That's not very good. Okay, well, obviously, we drop everything that's not loot, and then we drop a stack of crests. I think this is more crests than we needed anyway. Right? I think we now no longer need crests at all. And, you know, we're getting to the end of our ancestor's backstory. He's told us almost everything he has to tell us. Yeah, I think we only needed 29. 3 full stacks, actually. Alright, well, some disease curing is happening here. Also, we still have that guy who needs his disease cured from last time.
I remember days when the sun shone and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Okay, so first of all, who got stuff? I don't even remember. I really appreciate that the game keeps the little thing on them to show this guy was in the party. And you got the fits. And then Galveston? Yeah, Galveston has the Black Plague. That's got to get treated. Yep, so we no longer need crests ever again. We still need 41 busts, and then the town is completely upgraded. And it looks pretty nice now, except for, you know, the ominous stuff hovering in the background. It's kind of funny. I felt like I was always really pressed on deeds, and now we just have 61 extra deeds. I've taken no effort to pick any deeds up. It's just you end up with so much loot and so many things from just finishing quests. Ooh. That's very good. Looks like we may be getting more deeds. Yeah, so we've completed the Weald now, by the way. We beat both of the Weald bosses. So we don't ever have to come back here. But that's a good trinket. So we're probably going to. So come back next time. I don't know. Maybe I'll record that. Maybe I won't. Yeah, I don't know. Come back next time when I do something. Maybe I go get this musket ball. Maybe the next thing you'll see is us killing another boss. But in either case, we'll see you then.